exploring the layout possibilities a little closer. Good afternoon, YouTube. It is 12:40 on a Sunday. I'm back on the bench again. As you can see, this is the backboard that it was in question here. Somewhat of a question, I don't know. Excuse me. The panel, as you can see, the notches right here and right here, basically fits right back against that as it is right now. In other words, when I shove it in there, it goes back against this board here. Now, removal of the board would obviously open up another, let's see how many inches. Slightly over 2 inches more. Now, that in itself is not much, but it is enough, I think, to mount the transformer behind the Variac. Again, this would have to come out, most of it, not all of it. In other words, come down through here, come right through here, leave the part of it there so that it does have a good mounting, solid mounting place against that. Like I said, I can cut that out. That's not a problem. I've got a few wires here to get out of the way, but nothing I can't work, to get where I need to go. So that can come out, no problem. I can get my jigsaw in there, my saber saw, whatever you want to call it, and cut that out. That's not the problem. Okay, the problem is I don't think, even with taking that out, I'm going to have enough room to put. I will have enough room, but everything would be so cramped. It's just an unworkable solution, I think. And another thing, by the way, this is to address Peter's comment, Driveway Dad. This is he was suggesting on how to do this. I'm going to show you another thing about this that like, again, let me take you down a little bit more here so you can see. This mark here is the front of the panel as it is pushed in. So basically right here is as far as that comes out. Now here's the size of that transformer, and I'm going to push that against that. Now you can see that is pretty far. It's not pretty far, but it's there's not much space there. And that Variac is kind of big. It's not as big as my big one, but it's fairly big, and it won't fit there. It just won't do it. I'll show you again on the back of the panel itself. Hang on just a sec. All right, what you're looking at now is the panel itself. Now here's your back. Now when this goes in there, it goes up against that backboard. So here's your, again, your that is as far as you can get. That's touching it, and I wouldn't want it touching, but like I said, there's as far as you can get it. You can see there's no way, and it would barely, I said 2 inches past that, so 2 inches, there's your 2 inches right there. It would fit in there, but just barely. And like I said, it might come back just a hair more like that, but that's basically what I'm looking at as far as is how you would get that mounted that way. Now you can probably go this way, but again, that's over 2 inches, I think. Yeah. So that doesn't give you any advantages. There's no advantage, I don't believe, mounting it this way. Again, you're at 2 inches, so you get your wires too. But like I said, it's just I think if I mount it here, and looking at that, barely fits, but it does fit. So that's my next space over as far as the what do you call it is concerned. Let's put it in the bed, it's a little bit better. So there's about, you can see, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that hole for the thing is right there. It's right about in the middle of this. So that's going to pretty much take up 2 spaces no matter how you do it, unless you cut that out and mount it this way. Again, not my preferred method of doing it, but it could be done. And you know, like I said, it's not the end of the world either way you go. I probably can get a little bit more out of this by removing this, but I think you can see the advantage of that is probably only less than 1/2 of an inch. So that's not much, but it could be done. I'm not saying it can be done. So you can see that's mounted tight up against there. So again, I want to go with it this way because this is more solid mount for this, and I want to use this. So that's the way we're going to go with that. But again, like I said, it's possible to do this way. Again, there's 2 inches. So, you know, I had over 2 inches. So again, I can do that, but it's kind of close. I don't know about the fields. Somebody had expressed concerns about the fields, the magnetic fields of the Variac versus the transformer. I believe John did that, and I don't know exactly what the verdict would be on that. Again, it could be mounted this way, I guess. Not as easily, I don't believe. And that would, like I said, that barely would. I'd have enough room to do it that way, but I'd rather not do it that way because it takes it even closer to the back of that, and the windings are right there, not even capped. Well, I do have a cap for that side, but I don't have it on there. But like I said, it's just I think the best way to do it is exactly what I said. This way. Gives you the space. If I did it, you know, if I want to go that route, I can do that. Actually, I can come back quite a ways with that to get to 2 inches. There's right about, that's about the size of it right there. That would be very close to being exactly where it would, you know, that's quite a gap there. Here I've got, you know, a good gap there. I think I could do that pretty easy. But again, that requires cutting out the backboard. Right there. So, again, not impossible. You know, you guys are going to get mad at me, I know. But I'm going to throw something else into the mix. I'm watching a new, another signal generator, RF signal generator. I've wanted one of these for a long time. And this is probably as close as I'm ever going to get. There is one on eBay. I'll flash up a picture of it. That's what I'm looking at. I'm hoping I can get it. If I can get it for $200, I think I could swing it. According to the, I know you can't see all the information on it, but according to the description, it just has a noisy fan. All the other functions work fine. And I think it is a decent piece of equipment to have. Like I said, I've wanted one of these ever since I knew they existed. And that's been a while. Let me put this back in here and show you something I'm talking about here. If I did get something like that, that would definitely do me on the, what do you call it? But if we look around here, this thing is 20 inches deep. And I'm going to measure 20 inches out there and we'll take a look at that. I don't know how well you can see that. Here's 20 inches right there. That would be, that would come out to here. And it's almost 17 inches wide, which, you know, it wouldn't even fit in there. That's over 17 inches. There's 17 inches right there. And it goes past that. So that would not even fit in there. Now, obviously I can mount it up in here where it's up. It's 5 1/4 inches deep. or high, whatever you want to call it. So if I come down through there, that's here. It's still got to come over and hit that. That's not going to work. The only place I could mount it is over where the scope is at right now. And if the scope leaves like I planned for it to leave, it could be done. But that's really the only spot I have available on my bench that's big enough to accommodate it. And once you do set it in there, it would be the only thing there. Of course, you could probably put something on top of it if need be. But again, the situation is this: I have enough money to buy it right now if I wanted to. I could actually give the amount of the asking price, but I plan on making an offer if I do buy it. Again, I've wanted one of these for a long, long time. And you guys, people that have them, I know there's several people that I watch that have them. And they are a good unit. And I do like them. The thing is, like I said, I have the money to buy it. If I did spend the money I have now to buy it, I would be broke until the third Wednesday, which is my Social Security day. And I don't want to be broke. I don't like being broke. I haven't been broke since the stimulus check came out. And I've really enjoyed having the money. If I wanted to buy something, I could buy it. Something comes along. I know this is something that came along, but again, I don't really want to spend every penny I have on it and then be lacking until that. Basically, that's a week from this coming Wednesday is when it would be. So what I've decided to do, the auction itself, it's a buy it now with a make offer, and it lasts till September the 5th, I believe. So it's going to be there as long as nobody buys it until my check comes in. So if at that time when my check comes in and it's still available, I can get it at a good price. I'm not giving the asking price for it, but if I can get it at a good price, and that may be as high as $225, but that would be as high as I'd want to go on it. I probably will buy it. There's no certain thing I am going to buy it, but like I said, I probably would. So that means this is going too. And that would basically be everything I have on this side of the bench would be gone. And that's not a bad thing. That would give me some space here that could be used. Also, you can't even see it here hardly, but there's a capacitance checker. That's going too. That's not going to be there. I never use it. It was fun to rebuild it and recap it and all that stuff, but I'm probably going to put it up for sale on eBay or something and get rid of it because I just don't use it. So, like I said, the fluke meter up here is probably going to be used on the bench still. It will be relocated, but I like my fluke meter a lot. The new meter that's coming in, I've watched several videos on it. It's pretty accurate as far as the guys measured it with the voltage resistance and current standards. I think Learn Electronics is the one I watched on that, and he even tore it down and looked at it, and that's how I knew it would fit in this location here. Taking the back off, it will fit down flat on here, and it will have to be cut out obviously fairly carefully because there are fuses right here and here on the board that are very close to the edge, and so those will have to be cut out very carefully, and it will have to be notched out certain places because there are notches in the faceplate that fit into the back of the plate, and that will have to be notched out. The function generator I was mentioning yesterday, Bob and I have kind of racked our brains on that. I don't know that I'm going to get that done. I don't know. The one I had the picture of, you guys may remember the picture I had. I don't know. That was a $200 and something unit. Yeah, that was wishful thinking. That was a 20 megahertz, almost $200 unit. So, or maybe over 200. I'm not really sure now. But that's not going to happen. But you know, that doesn't mean I still can't find something to go in here. I looked pretty thoroughly yesterday on eBay to find something. I came close a couple of times on something I could afford and something that would work well here. So it's still up in the air as far as, I don't know why I keep hitting that, but I do. Still up in the air, and I don't know exactly what I'm doing with it. So that leaves us again. This is going to be that space there. Now, if I put that transformer, this transformer here, over here, and not cut that out, then that's going to take up some space, obviously. Another way I can go here, and I haven't really considered that too much, is notching that piece. I wouldn't have to cut it out, but basically just notch it for that to go back in there. In other words, if I was down here at the end, say right there, I could notch that out right there, and it still would fit in there. And, you know, that would be a possibility as well. So, but, you know, if you're going to notch it, why not just cut the thing out and be done with it? That way you've got all that extra room. Again, that's quite a bit of a space there to put stuff. And I think that would, and also give it more ventilation, which is a good thing. There's a lot of cool air comes up from the bottom of the floor there, so that is a good thing. So, like I said, there's things to consider. Even putting in my what do you call it, like I wanted to do. I really wanted to get that done. I think this is going to work out really good. I really do. I'm very happy with the way it looks, and you know, I think it will work. Preferably, and also I have been thinking about the signal tracer. You guys may not think that's going to fit, but there is absolutely plenty of room to put that signal tracer in here. Put the speaker up here. Put your controls down to bottom. You know, only the volume control and the I could even mount the BNC on the front if I wanted to, right here somewhere, and do that. I don't have to use the one on the board of the. Let's take a look at that. There's your the board size is basically. We go this way. That would be the layout of it there. If I did use that, I still have plenty of room to put the speaker in, and because I'd only use the bottom half of that to hold that board in and to hold the thing in, and just basically screw it in. The voltage connector will not be there. It will be undone on the inside internally, and so that's only two little things there to connect up. And again, that can be slid up a little bit more that way. And if I go that route, and that would be the way I'd probably do it. Also, a possibility, of course, it'd be coming out the other way, but I could do it this way, mount it vertically, and have the volume control here, the cable here. Again, I can take that cable and move it here if I wanted to. It's not a big deal. So, you know, it will absolutely positively fit in here. Again, the only thing I have to put in there is the speaker hole. Now, I'd actually like to use a bigger speaker, but, you know, again, I may not do that. I can even mount the controls separately, too. I don't have to have that on-off volume control mounted there. I can mount it on the front or something like that and just run wires over to it. It's not a big deal. So that's another possibility as far as that's concerned. A lot to consider on this, and I'm doing my best to do that. Again, like I said, it's just I want it to be the best it can be as far as being useful, and I think that's going to be useful. But what I was getting at on the signal tracer, I started to say something else. I could actually mount the DMM here, which would actually probably be better, I think. I'm pretty sure it would be. If it was mounted here, and that gives me still some room here, because that's not very deep in there. And that would actually give me a better setup, I do believe, than the other way. Also, there is a graphing meter on that DMM that may be able to be used for alignments. I was looking at the review and showing the use of it. It does update pretty quickly. And as you all know, there's a solid tone used for alignments, and you just see that go up and down. That's what the needle on the meter is for. I'm not saying I'm going to use that, but it could be used if I had to. So that's one of the other things. So if I do that, and then I decide to mount that transformer here, I've got all this space here to do whatever else I want to do. Meter can be mounted up here for the volt for the DMM, or not DMM, the DC power supply. There's plenty of room up here to do that. Good amount of space right there. So that can be done, and that's probably where I would mount it. I am not making this a double supply to start out with. This is just going to be a single, and I'm going to be using the center tap of the transformer to make it, I think it was 300 and maybe close to 400 volts out, but it's a higher current output, and I will be using the I think it was a 300 volt meter, so that's what I'll be using. So only going to use one. So at some time in the future I may add the second part of that. I don't know. It just I can't find the meters that I want. I wanted a 1,000 volt meter to put up here, and then a current meter below it, separate meters like I have on the AC side. But I can't find any 1,000 volt panel meters. They just don't make them. The one for the high voltage side of this was 600 volts, and that's about as far as I can go in the panel meters. Unless, and this is digital I'm talking about, not analog. So that's about it. There are some higher priced ones out there that go higher, but I'm trying to keep costs down here to a minimum if possible. So that's going to do me. I didn't really plan on making a video today, but you can see it was a good idea to do this, to go over some options. And again, I know you guys are going to get tired of seeing this. I'm sorry about that, but this is just what I'm working on at the present time. Until I can get my fill of it, I probably will keep working on it. I will let you know about the other, I'll keep you updated on the other signal generator. If I can get it, I'm going to get it. If I can't, I can't. I pretty much decided, now I was telling Bob I was in a quandary about that, because I really wanted it, and like I say, I had the money. And I've been broke before. Wouldn't be the first time. So, you know, I really going back and forth. But then I watched the video of buddies over at the radio shop. Anyway, that's going to do me. And I guess the camera timed out. So I don't know if you noticed that or not. But I've talked too long, obviously. So you guys have a pleasant day. Thank you so much for watching. And we will see ya.